Hey guys, it's Kate, and I hope you're having a great day. I'm back with another canvas mixed media, and I'm very excited to show this today. It introduces a little bit of negative painting that I like to do, some collage, some scribbles and marks, and this one was a ton of fun to do. So I hope you stick around and watch this in case you want any ideas or if you just want to watch a nice relaxing painting video with yours truly. So I grabbed my 12 by 12 canvas and some matte gel with my silicone tool and some of that really nice collage paper that we made together. So this one actually was with gold ink and some blue acrylic paint. I think it was paint, it might have been ink, but I really loved the colors and I thought that that would be kind of a nice start. And I had started with some scribbles with a pencil, just getting some marks down on the canvas before I put down the collage paper. And this is that nice deli paper that has that translucent look when you add the medium to it. And so then I'm going to go in with some colored pencil, making some more marks, and you can see like where I have the lines on the right, I'm just kind of repeating some of the patterns from my collage paper. And then I'm going to go in with some nice wet ink and my spray bottle. I have been really loving working with these inks and I've been featuring them in a ton of videos lately, but they've just been so awesome to work with. I love that transparent look and how rich the color is. So I wanted to really embrace that texture, especially where the collage paper gets a little bit lumpy when you put it down and it's kind of wet, so it kind of like shrivels up a little bit. But I actually like that because it kind of catches the paint or fluid or whatever you're putting down in its grooves, and you can kind of see those, especially toward the top right on that collage piece, and it just adds this really nice texture to the surface, and it's perfectly adhered. It's like it's on there good with that thick spread of gel, but it just I just love how it looks. And so I get my layers of the ink on with lots of wonderful drips, and I'm actually drying between the layers also. And so then I'm going to go back in with some more collage paper that we made, and I'm adding some of those darker browns. And those round shapes are actually a washi tape roll that I used as a stamp, and I love the marks that it makes. I kind of keep it in my little supply cup at my desk, and I just reuse it all the time. But I wanted to add some more of those collage layers, so I grabbed another piece of paper that we made together, and I'm going in and picking some places for that too. So I've been trying to scatter things around, and I want to make sure, like you can see here, I'm putting it over the edge of my canvas because I want to make sure I'm getting the edges too, and not just sort of kissing the edge of the collage paper with the top edge of the canvas. So I want to have some of that kind of go around so it doesn't just end near the edge or at the edge. But some of them I'm having more toward the center or, further in the canvas. So then I'm going back in with some more doodles. I grabbed those woody dupes that I got on my last Temu haul, and they're pretty fun to use. I haven't used them a whole bunch. The yellow and some of them are pretty pigmented. They go down pretty nicely, and a couple of them are a little bit lighter. And I don't know how they compare to all the woody colors because I actually only have the yellow woody, and those two are actually really comparable. But I've been trying to experiment a little bit more with them. And right about here is where I start seeing a bird. And you can kind of see the beak sort of to the left and a little rounded shape along the top. But I don't end up putting it there, but now I've got birds on my mind. So I grabbed my transparent mixing white, which is really, really nice to use when you still want to see through your layers. It's got a little bit less opacity than like a titanium white, which has a really good coverage. And I just grabbed a little bit of my green ink and dropped a couple of drops in it, mixed it up with my palette knife and rolled it right on, and you can see even more of that collage texture coming through, which I really loved. So now I've kind of picked out my little bird shape that came through, and it's in a different spot than the original, but I really liked this one a lot better. So I used that transparent mixing white again so that you can still see some of that marks and texture coming in from the background, but it's definitely quieting it down quite a bit. So you can see that bird kind of taking shape right here, and I put it on a little branch kind of perched there with a couple of leaves, and I'm just kind of going over it with my brush and that transparent mixing white and just getting that shape in there. And I didn't use any photo references or anything for this, but I've really been enjoying doing bird shapes lately. So, and they're really not too hard. So I just been just really liking it and getting that little beak up there. So this isn't like a real bird that I'm painting. I wouldn't even know what to call it, but I wanted to give it some fancy feathers and make it kind of fun. So I'm going in with my Neo Colors 2, which are those water-soluble crayons, and I'm going over those with my damp brush to kind of put in a little bit of darkness where that line of my bird is. And I'm also cutting in a little bit more with that white to just make some small adjustments to the shape. And now that I've got my shape all in, and that's where it's going to be finally, I'm going in with some color now to add some contrast back in and to start coloring in the bird a little bit more and add a little more saturation to it so that it comes out from the background more. So I've got the background toned down with the white, and now I'm going to pump up that color on the bird a bit. So now I'm just adding more color and detail. I'm putting in kind of a fun wing, and I'm going over it first with that white mixed with a little bit of green, but you can see it really doesn't have any contrast there, and it's really hard to see. So I'm going to end up fixing that, but I'm also adding some feathers coming out of the top of the head and going to deepen the green into the head also. So it has a nice little color change, and it just has more richness and saturation. So I'm just adding some final touches to those feathers on the head and going back in with the Neo color and just that damp brush again to try to get some more color in there. I did add purple to this in the Neo colors, which I really liked, and it just added another pop of color that wasn't really anywhere else on the canvas, so I thought it stood out pretty well. And I'm just working on slowly darkening everything up until it gets to just where I like it and everything stands out. I love working with those Neo colors because they're really rich. I kind of been going back and forth between them and those woody dupes, and I do like both. I think the Neo colors too have a lot better color payoff, and I'm trying to use them more too, so it's been kind of fun doing that. And I'm reinforcing some of those circles with a new stamp, but I wanted those to be low contrast and not kind of taking away from the rest of the painting. So now I'm adding my little eye and outlining that with some white, and I just want to make sure that I'm getting that nice and bright, and then it's all done. And so I'm giving you the close-up here so you can see all that wonderful texture that comes through with the collage papers, the glue, the different media, and the marks that we made together on the background. And this was such a fun little canvas, and it's really not hard. I hope that you try this with whatever supplies you have on hand. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep creating.